Hi everybody, Erin here, and in honor of March Mystery Madness, today I'm going to be giving you the first in what I hope is going to be a quick little series of videos about how to get into mystery novels. Now, I love mystery novels and I love series, so a lot of these are going to be series. I'm sorry for that, I really am, but I think series... I love the ability for a series to get you familiar with characters and you keep coming back. So this is why when I was a child, I loved things like Murder, She Wrote. As an adult, I liked Midsummer Murders. I love Murdoch mysteries. You get a series of characters, the same characters over and over and over again. And as long as you like them, you know what you're going to get. You know kind of the behavior, and you get to watch these characters grow and change, hopefully, across the series. So today, I'm going to be doing a quick little video on police procedurals. Now, I guess the one thing that you need to be aware of when you were looking at mysteries as a genre, it's a broad genre. It falls, like a lot of things fall under mystery. There's romantic suspense, which combines romance and mystery. There's thrillers, which are, you know, kind of that horror mystery combination. There's typically a lot of thrillers have a mystery component, like a strong mystery component to them. There are legal mysteries. There are cozy mysteries, which give you that small hometown feel. You can have sci-fi mysteries. I've got a book on my TBR for this month that is The Last Detective, and it's a detective with like the world's coming to an end. I think it's an asteroid is believed to be coming at the world, and he's a police detective. And there are fantasy novels that kind of have a strong mystery component. So when you're looking at what you want, if you want to get into mysteries, I would highly recommend looking at what you enjoy now and start wading in that way. So these videos, I hope, are just going to be a bit of an introduction to what all of the sort of subgenres of mystery are, and give you an idea of whether you'd like those subgenres or not. I'm going to start out, hopefully, for the most part, these are all going to be authors that I've read, perhaps not books I've read, but definitely authors that I have read. And today, I think I said already that I'm going to be doing police procedurals, but if I didn't, that's what I'm talking about. So these are books where your main character is a police detective, and it focuses a lot on what they do, how they do their job, and a lot of details. And it's a bit grittier, tends to be a bit darker, because you see a side of society that you don't see in a cozy or a fantasy, right? You're getting more into the in-depth details. You also may see interview transcripts. I've seen that in books. You may see like coroner's reports. I've seen those, things like that. So you've got some quoted material as well as, and a lot of interaction with other experts, right, in their field, like legal experts. So I'm going to start out with one I read this year. This was, it's the 50th anniversary edition of this book, and that's From Dune with Death. This is by Ruth Brundle. This is the first Inspector Wexford book, and it was kind of like, I mean, 50 years ago, right? Like, so it is, it was interesting because reading about this book, I actually discovered that she did not intend it to become a series. So I didn't find as a first in series that this was setting up the series. I found that it was very well done as a self-contained book. So that's, if you don't want to have to read an entire series, this one, I've only read one in the series, seems like it might be a good candidate for that. I just finished, as part of March Mystery Madness, reading Under the Dragon's Tail by Maureen Jennings. Now, if you are a fan of Murdoch mysteries on TV, you'll think that, no, this isn't really a police procedural, because while that goes into a little bit of detail, it spends more time making fun of modern day and dealing with the personal lives of the characters, where this book did not go into that. It was more police procedural. You know, you followed Detective Murdoch as he went around Toronto questioning suspects. You did get a little bit of information from the characters here and there, but it was very much focused on the detective and how he did his job. and that one's historical, right? So this is written in the time period, like the turn of the century, I believe late 1800s. So that's, if you like that kind of time period, that one's always good. P.D. James writes this Adam Dalgliesh series. Yes, this is the Adam Dalgliesh series. I have not read A Mind to Murder yet. I'm not at that point. But so he is a British detective, and you follow him around as he solves murders. Yeah, there's only so much I can say about these books, but I do recommend, like, these. I mean, Ruth Rendell is definitely considered a very very strong author in mystery. P.D. James is another author that, you know, a lot of people read. She's very, very good at what she does. Moving into a bit of Swedish crime. Wow. I don't know how I didn't think of that word. I have one of the Wallander novels here, and this is a TV series starring Kenneth Branagh on Netflix. I don't know where else it is, but that's where I saw it. So this is Sidetracked. There are several books in this series, and they follow Kirk Wallander and his team as they solve crimes. This one isn't completely police procedural, as you get a lot of information about his daughter, his father, and some family elements as well, which kind of do a lot to add pressure to him in various situations. So the Swedish Crime has just, I've really enjoyed it. I actually have several of his books in this series and some that are not a part of the series. Going back to more foreign stuff, obviously I'm not really doing much for the Canadian authors, but I do have Case Histories by Kate Atkinson. This one isn't really, he's an ex-police detective and now he's a private investigator, but it actually reviews 3 cases that, or he is researching kind of 3 cases that I believe tie together. It's been a while since I've read it, but this is very well done again. This one I believe is considered a little more literary as well. Like, you're not, you're going, depending on what you think of literary fiction, you may or may not love this. I found it a little dry and boring at times, but it's another good suggestion if you want to get into mysteries without getting into like some of the more the ones like the cozy mysteries, right, where you're really up close and personal, but they're not very literary. A series that this is like not next in the series for me, but 2 down the road. This is Inspector John Rebus. Now, there are 21 books in this series, so I apologize for recommending this one, but John Rebus is a very flawed character. He is a police detective in Edinburgh, Scotland, and he's angry. He's, you know, had a really kind of, I don't want to say he's had a crappy life. He's created a crappy life for himself because of who he is and how he views his job. But you definitely follow him around as he tries to solve problems. But you also see that maybe he doesn't always do it in the best way possible for the situation. So, and you see a much darker, grittier side of Edinburgh than you do when you just like watch TV and stuff like that. I'm a huge fan. I love this series. I love Edinburgh, but this series is just fantastic. Ian Rankin is a genius. And then Fred Vargas is a female writer in France. So these are actually translated from French to English. This one is An Uncertain Place. I believe the first book in the series is The Chalk Circle Man. It's another series that's up to like 16 books, I believe. But you follow Commissaire Adamsberg around and watch him solve crimes. Yes, that's what you do. So basically, when you're looking at police procedurals, there's not always a lot of action. You're going to, you know, it's not going to be action driven. It's going to be very character driven in that, like, well, not character driven, but yeah, you're very, it's almost passive, right? Because the police detective is going around following leads, and you're given all the information to solve the crime for the most part, but it's just, there's so much information, and it's picking through all of that information to figure out who committed the crime. So, I don't know if that's the best description of it, but I'm a fan of police procedurals. Another one I'd recommend is Maya Swalwell and Per Walu. They're two Swedish writers, and they wrote back in the 60s the Martin Beck series. And so this is Swedish again, and they're short little novels, so they're fantastic that way, but they're just, they were really good. And they're kind of, when you look at the Martin Beck series, it's kind of some of the foundational elements of this genre, like where it came from. So it's always nice to read those books as well as you go along. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I should do a shout out. So I'm actually going to shout out, you know what, I don't know who I'm going to shout out, so I'm not going to do a shout out because I'm completely blanking right now. Sorry guys. Next video though, I will try to have a shout out for you. I will talk to you later. Bye.